Building a National Indigenous Tipi Monument on Alcatraz. A teepee on Alcatraz. During the 19-month-long 1969 to 1971 occupation of Alcatraz, the teepee on the island became widely understood as a symbol of Native Americans. This monument is to be a permanent historical site, commemorating Native American struggles for recognition and self-determination. Alcatraz lies within the Ohlone ancestral lands. A teepee is not their indigenous dwelling, but at the time of occupation, Ohlones recognized it as a symbol of Native peoples. The site for the monument is important because it is where the teepee was originally erected. It is the only site where both sunrise and sunset are visible, requirements for ceremonial purposes. Furthermore, it will be seen around the bay area and visible to all passing ships. The legal right to erect the monument. The spirit and direction of the nation are founded upon and reflected in its historic heritage, the historical and cultural foundations of the nation, which should be preserved as a living part of our community life and development. The National Historic Preservation Act of 1996. Why it's important. The site is of historic national significance. In November 1969, indigenous tribes around the world were inspired by the Alcatraz occupation to claim their rights and to speak up for themselves. The Alcatraz occupation led to far-reaching federal legislation. 1972 Indian Education Act. 1973 ended the Indian Termination Act policies. 1975 Indian Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act. 1976 the Indian Health Improvement Act. 1978 Native American Religious Freedom Act. 1989 Native American Graves and Repatriation Act. Logistics. This is the site on Alcatraz where the teepee monument will be erected. The size is projected to be 22 feet in diameter. Interpretation. The story of occupation can be told through signage at the site. If desired, primary historical figures from the occupation could consult on development of an informed curriculum in printed and online park literature. Oral history recordings can also be provided and made available on site. Accessibility. The teepee will be a compelling symbol, highly visible to all visitors to the park and from across the bay, viewable from multiple areas within the park. Special needs and wheelchair visitors may view the teepee from existing viewing plaza. Visitors will be able to look inside the teepee. The teepee will be a cultural resource to natives under the Native American Religious Freedom Act. It's a part of America's story. It touched us all. This project benefits all. It provides the U.S. National Park Service with a dramatic enhancement for visitors to Alcatraz and the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. It's extremely low cost, low maintenance, easy construction, and accessible to all. It expands the narrative of America's heritage and creates a more inclusive story of all its inhabitants. It would be fitting and symbolic for ships from all over the world entering the Golden Gate to first see Indian land and thus be reminded of the true history of this nation. Richard Oakes, 1969. Dedicated to Richard Oakes and the movement he ignited.